My aunt wants me, and I don't know what to do, part 6. But before we could leave, a familiar voice echoed through the street. Emily. My blood ran cold. Aunt Rebecca. She was standing at the far end of the street. Several men stood beside her. The elderly woman immediately stepped away from me. That was when I realized something was wrong. The hope I had been holding on to disappeared instantly. Aunt Rebecca marched toward me. You really thought you could run from me? She asked. I couldn't stop crying. Within moments, I was back inside the car. As we drove away, I stared silently out the window. My escape had failed. A short time later, we arrived at another property owned by Aunt Rebecca. This house was smaller than the mansion, but somehow felt even more isolating. I was confined to a room upstairs. Days passed. I barely spoke. I barely ate. Most of my time was spent staring at the walls and thinking, planning, waiting. Then I made a decision. I would stop resisting openly. I would make Aunt Rebecca believe she had won. Only then would I have another chance. A better chance. A few hours later, the door opened. Aunt Rebecca stepped inside. For the first time, I apologized. Immediately, her expression softened. There you are, she said with a smile. I knew you'd come around eventually. Inside, every word felt like poison. But I forced myself to play along. I needed her trust, because next time I wasn't going to fail. Later that evening, something caught my attention. Aunt Rebecca kept receiving phone calls. Every time her phone rang, she would leave the room before answering. And every time she returned, she looked more anxious than before. Then, while she thought I wasn't listening, I overheard part of one conversation. They know about Michael. My heart froze. Michael? What did she mean? Who was she talking about? Before I could hear anything else, bang, bang, bang. Someone pounded on the front door. The entire house fell silent. Aunt Rebecca's face turned pale. Then a voice shouted from outside. Rebecca, we know you're in there. My heart started racing. Who was outside? What did they know about Uncle Michael? And why did Aunt Rebecca suddenly look terrified? Please like and follow for part 6 of the series.